Keith Douglas Sweat, born July 22, 1961, is an American singer and songwriter. An early figure in the New Jack Swing musical movement, he is known for his collection of hits including I Want Her, Make It Last Forever, I'll Give All My Love to You, Make You Sweat, Get Up on It, Twisted and Nobody. He has released 13 solo albums, 2 as a part of the R&B supergroup LSG, and discovered the group Silk and Kut Klose. Early life. Sweat was born in Harlem, New York City, to Juanita Thompson, a hairdresser, and Charles Cryer, a factory worker. After Charles Cryer's passing in 1973, Juanita raised their 5 kids by herself. Before joining the entertainment industry, Sweat worked as a night stock worker at Macy's department store, and then a mail-room clerk at Paine-Webber, a brokerage firm. Within just 4 years, he worked his way up to a lucrative brokerage assistant job on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. Sweat also worked as a supervisor for the New York Mercantile Exchange. Career: 1975 to 1984, career beginnings with Jamila. Sweat started his musical career as a member of a Harlem band called Jamila in 1975. With the help of Jamila, Sweat was able to hone his craft as a lead singer by performing regionally throughout the tri-state area of New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. The group was started by bassist Larry Peoples, guitarist Michael Samuels, and drummer Walter Bradley. After leaving the group in 1984 to begin a solo career, he sang at nightclubs throughout New York City and landed a chance to record for the independent label, Stadium Records. Sweat recorded only 2 tunes for Stadium, Lucky 7, and My Mind Is Made Up, which was their 3rd and 4th ever release, but on Stadium's first release, he is credited as co-writer and co-producer of You Are the One for Me, the last recording ever made by the group GQ. One of GQ's original members is his uncle, Keith Sabu Cryer. 1987 to 1991, Make It Last Forever, I'll Give All My Love to You, and Keep It Comin'. Later in 1987, Keith Sweat was discovered by Vincent Davis and offered a recording contract with his label, Vintertainment Records, which was founded in 1983 on the foundations of early hip-hop and otherwise best known for releasing Joeski Loves Pee-wee's Dance in 1985. Vintertainment was distributed by Elektra Records from 1985 until it ceased operations in 1990. On November 24, 1987, Sweat released his debut solo studio album Make It Last Forever, which sold 3 million copies. The biggest hit from this album was the song that inaugurated the New Jack Swing era, I Want Her, 5, number 1 R&B and number 5 pop, which was nominated for the 1989 Soul Train Best R&B/Urban Contemporary Song of the Year award, while the title track from the album hit number 2 on the R&B charts. Sweat reached the charts again with his second album, I'll Give All My Love to You, 1990, which hit number 6 on the Billboard 200 chart. He released his third album, Keep It Comin', in 1991, which debuted in the top 20 of the album chart. He produced soul singer Omar Chandler. 1992 to 2001, Get Up on It, Keith Sweat/LSG. In 1992, Sweat discovered the group Silk and helped craft their debut album, Lose Control, which hit number 7 on the Billboard 200 album chart. The album single Freak Me hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 on May 1, 1993. In 1993, Sweat discovered the Atlanta-based female R&B group Kut Klose. Sweat also produced the group's debut album Surrender, which produced their biggest hit single I Like, peaking to number 8 on the Hot R&B/hip-hop singles and tracks chart. Sweat released his 4th album Get Up on It in the summer of 1994, and his self-titled 5th album in 1996. Both albums reached the top 10 on the Billboard 200. The single co-produced and written by Eric McCain, Twisted featuring R&B group Kut Klose hit number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and Nobody hit number 3, which made them Sweat's biggest hits to date. Just a Touch was a cover of the 1979 song Just a Touch of Love by Slave. He produced for R&B group Dru Hill in 1996. In the fall of 1997, Sweat discovered the group Old School and helped with their self-titled debut. He was on their biggest single, Am I Dreaming, which featured the R&B group Xscape. Sweat also formed the R&B supergroup LSG with Gerald Levert and Johnny Gill, and released their self-titled debut album Levert, Sweat, Gill in 1997. That album featured My Body, which became a hit single. The album was certified double platinum and reached number 4 on the U.S. Billboard 200. Sweat's sixth album, Still in the Game, was released in 1998, hitting number 6 on the Billboard 200 and number 2 on the R&B/hip-hop albums chart. It featured the singles Come and Get With Me, which featured rapper Snoop Dogg, number 12 Hot 100, and I'm Not Ready, number 16 Hot 100. Sweat's success on the charts started to diminish in 2000 when he released the album Didn't See Me Coming. None of the singles from the album reached the top 40. 2002 Present, Rebirth, Just Me, Ridin' Solo, Until the Morning. Sweat performing in 2009. On August 13, 2002, Keith Sweat released his 8th album, Rebirth. The single One on One reached number 75 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 44 on the Hot R&B/hip-hop singles and tracks chart. His 2008 album Just Me included the single, Love You Better, featuring Keisha Cole. Sweat is currently signed to Kedar Records and released his 10th studio album entitled Ridin' Solo on June 22, 2010. The lead single taken from the album is Test Drive and featured labelmate Joe. Since 2007, Sweat has been the host of a nationally syndicated radio program based upon the Quiet Storm format. The Keith Sweat Hotel, known as The Quiet Storm with Keith Sweat on WBLS in New York City, is syndicated through Premier Radio Networks. Sweat is also the host of a nationally syndicated radio show called The Sweat Hotel, which is produced and distributed to urban adult contemporary and classic soul radio stations across the U.S. by Premier Networks, a subsidiary of iHeartMedia Incorporated. Personal life. From 1992 until 2002, Sweat was married to the Real Housewives of Atlanta star Lisa Wu Hartwell. With her, he had 2 sons, born in 1995 and 1998. He also has 3 daughters, one with Tracy J. He also has a son named Joshua.